Today I want to show you something that has made our life as fencers way easier. This is one of the tools that I think has probably changed the way we do agricultural fencing more than any other tool in the recent past. Hey, you remember back in the day when you first got started fencing and you had to use these? Because I do. I remember those days. The year was 1994 and I was 15 years old. I was working for Carl Jones.
You were just a wee lad.
I was a wee lass. And
No wee lass.
that's a girl. Lad. I was a lad. Clearly I was a lad. He's laughing at me. Make him stop. I was 15 years old and I was working all over the great state of Wyoming for Carl Jones. Insert picture here. And we were doing agricultural fence out in the middle of nowhere. And if you know anything about old cowboy types, especially Carl Jones, technology was not his thing. In fact, he was one of the people that thought if you weren't doing it the hard way, you were cheating and you weren't a real fence builder. He never actually told me that, but I feel like that's what he was trying to get at. He was also coincidentally the person that taught me how to build fence and taught me how to work. But we did everything the hard way. The best piece of equipment we had back then was a 9-inch tractor. Oh, and horses. I don't know how old you were. You were like, you were 5.
I was 5.
You were 5. He doesn't even know. But you had your experience with these too, didn't you? You remember when we did that 20 miles of fence out on the Cody Grable Highway?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how'd you put all these in? Thousands.
With that thing right there.
Thousands of these got put in by hand. And this is what we used to use. I never want to use this hammer again. Can I even put a staple in today? I don't even know. So we're gonna staple this off. Oh, you know, and I don't know, this is a fun fact. Maybe some of you don't know that there's a right way to put in a staple and a wrong way. So if you notice these ends, they're cut, they're bevel cut. And so as you drive that into the wood, this one's gonna go up and this leg's gonna go down. If you do it the wrong way, it'll actually close on itself and be weaker. And if you do it the right way, they'll spread apart and actually be stronger. And so we would sit out in the mountains of Wyoming doing this all day long. And I don't know how many of these things we put in, but it was buckets and buckets of staples. And then one day, some company from New Zealand came along and made all of our lives easier. I bring to you the Stockade ST400i. Stockade's flagship model ran off of air, but like everything, nobody wants to drag cords, and ain't nobody got time for that. So Stockade said, hey, you know what? We got you, and they made a gas charged tool. And now we don't have to have air. And these gas canisters are good for about 500 shots. You can run a lot of staples before you're gonna have to recharge. Oh. And here to help us understand how to change these gas cartridges is Peter. Now Peter, you're with PDR Contracting. If you need a good fence, call Peter, but not if you're in the US, because Peter's not in the US. Peter's in the United Kingdom. Somewhere out here, wherever this is. I don't know. I drove here. It was scary. I was frightened for my life the entire time, but we made it here. You want to show us how to do this?
Yeah, easy. Press your eject button. Out she comes.
Always check the expiration date on these canisters.
There you go. And she's in.
That's it.
And then you can have a look on the gauge. Tell you, you got full battery and full gas.
Peter, what I want you to do is compete against the best I've got. This is Alan. We're gonna see how many posts you can do compared to, hey, tone it down, you haven't won yet. You think you can do that?
I think we can have a go.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Hey, it's not 1, 2, skip a few either, Alan.
I got the pattern,
And go! This is pathetic. This is real bad. All right, you can stop. Alan finally got one done.
Hey!
Yay! And the winner is, no.
Yeah,
the winner is Stockade, absolutely. But the winner really is us as the end user, right? Because
Absolutely.
nobody wants to swing that hammer all day long. You'll
No.
rip your arm off. You know, my motto is fencing's hard enough, why make it harder than we need to? I love to invest in good tools, and this is a great tool. If you want more great tools like this, check out our website. We'll drop a link down below for the ST400i. If you're interested in saving your shoulder and your arm, we've got all the staples and all the nailers that you could possibly want, including their original pneumatic gun. Thanks, Peter, for showing us the efficiency of the ST400i.
No worries.
That's one thing I've learned from you this whole trip is efficiency. That is Peter's motto. It's like, why take 2 steps if I can take a half a step?
Amen, yep.
Hey, I'm Mark with SWI. We're here in England, of all places. And until next time, you have a good dang day.